Shavua Tov, Gute Woche. Last week, or last story rather, the Baal Shem Tov was sent to a certain village where his brother-in-law, Rav Gershon, rented a place for him to live on and maybe make his parnasa in that place. And what actually happens is that the Baal Shem Tov builds a basis bodidus, a house of seclusion somewhere in the woods near the village, where he would spend most of the time meditating, learning the secrets of Torah in secret, and doing his tefillah, his prayers with in tremendous kavana, and perfecting himself spiritually. And the Rebbetzin, the Baal Shem Tov's wife, would be doing the parnasa. She would be working and getting a great blessing from Shemayim, from the heavens. And then the Baal Shem Tov would come back home for Shabbat, for Shabbos, and have guests and welcome everyone. And no one knew yet who the Baal Shem Tov was. Story number 12 of the Shivchei HaBaal Shem Tov is called Divrei Musar Rav HaKehilah. Literally, the words of Musar, the speech of morals. Musar is the moral school of thought in Judaism, from the Rav of the community. And the story says this was the ways, the custom of the Baal Shem Tov, that he would come to the city, meaning to the city of Brody, where the Rav Gershon lived, for Rosh Hashanah, and stay there the whole month of Tishrei. And as once the Baal Shem Tov was there during the days of Sukkot, the holiday of Sukkos, and in Chol HaMoed, in the intermediate days, he was seen by Rav Gershon that he was not putting on tefillin. He was praying on the Kotel Mizrach, on the eastern wall of the synagogue, where the most respected people or the greatest sages would stand, and not putting on tefillin. Even though today would be like the general rule among Ashkenazi Jews to do so, at the time, many Ashkenazi Jews were not aware of the halachic implications of this. Today, I think it's only a custom among the Yekas, the German Jews, and maybe some of the Lithuanian Jews. But at the time, even there, the Jews put on tefillin, except the very learned ones. So Rav Gershon approached the Baal Shem Tov and asked him, why are you not putting on tefillin today? Chol HaMoed Sukkos, why are you not putting on tefillin? The Baal Shem Tov still had to hide that he was a tzaddik, so he said that he saw in Sifrei Teich, in the books written, Teich literally means German, in the translated books actually in Yiddish, and I think this is a reference to the Tzenorena, that was learned by women and by those who were less educated and did not understand the holy language of Hebrew, so they read the books in Yiddish. So the Baal Shem Tov says that there he saw that there is a reference that those who put on tefillin during Chol HaMoed, ay chayav misa, are deserving of capital punishment from heaven. It's not an actually applied capital punishment, but it's a status in halacha, in Jewish law. Then the Rav Gershon became very upset, very angry, because why is the Baal Shem Tov deriving a halacha from a book that doesn't have the authority to do so? The Tzenorena, this Sifrei Ashkenaz, these books of written in the language of the Ashkenazi Jews, don't have the basis to derive a halacha from there. And he was concerned that the Baal Shem Tov is his brother-in-law, who is an ignoramus, is deriving a practice from this book. What else is going to do? So he wanted to bring him to the rabbi of the community, to the Rav Kehilah, to give him Musar, to admonish him, to teach him a lesson. Now, the people in the community did consider the Baal Shem Tov to be a pious man. And it says that in Pirkei Avos it says, "Ein bor irechet," a person who is uncultured, he's not irechet, he's not sin-fearing. Anyway, The Rav of the community was a tzaddik. I will put more notes about him and who he was in the notes on my Patreon, which, by the way, link below the description, is open to everyone, not only to those who subscribe. So the Rav, who was a tzaddik, Rav Gershon, comes to his house bringing his brother-in-law, and as they pass through the door, Rav Gershon touches the mezuzah and kisses. The Baal Shem Tov touched the mezuzah and put his hand down without kissing it. Again, Rav Gershon became very angry. Like, he doesn't know the basic procedure, how we do. You touch the mezuzah, you kiss your hand. And so they come into the house. The Rav looks at the Baal Shem Tov face to face. The Baal Shem Tov removes the veil that covered him as a tzaddik. What made him a tzaddik nistra, hidden tzaddik, this mask, spiritual veil, he removed it, and the Rav sees this light, and he immediately stood up in respect. The Baal Shem Tov then covered it back again. The Rav sat down. The Baal Shem Tov uncovered it again. The Rav opened his eyes. The Baal Shem Tov covered it again, and so he did a few times. And the Rav was confused and a little scared. He doesn't know how to judge. You know, it takes one to know one. It's a tzaddik. He knew that Baal Shem Tov is a tzaddik when he reveals it, but then he's covered and he's not a tzaddik. He looks somebody of a lesser spiritual level. So confused. Rav Gershon begins to speak, and he says about what happened in Shul. He didn't put on tefillin, and it's Chol HaMoed, and he doesn't know. And he quoted the Tzena Oren as if it was a halachic source that we can rely upon. And then we enter in your house. He touched the mezuzah. He didn't kiss it. The Rav says, okay, brings the Baal Shem Tov into a private room, and there, the Rav looks at the Baal Shem Tov and he says, I made a gezerah, I made a decree that you must reveal yourself, tell me the truth. Upon this, the Baal Shem Tov complied, and he revealed that he is a tzaddik nistar, and then the Baal Shem Tov says, but I make a gezerah on you that you cannot reveal what I reveal to you here. You cannot tell anyone, this is a secret. And so when they come out, the Rav tells Rav Gershon, I gave him a strong lesson in Musar and admonish him. And I don't think that he is doing this as a bad person. He means well, he's just innocent. But he's not going against halacha, against our principles. As the Baal Shem Tov and his brother-in-law left, the Rav reached for the mezuzah that Baal Shem Tov had not kissed and took it out and opened it up and found out that the mezuzah was psula, was not kosher, was not well written. That's what the Baal Shem Tov saw. The mezuzah not to kiss. It was a mezuzah psula, it was not kosher. Next week, we'll tell the story of what happened when a follower of Rav Gershon came to visit the Baal Shem Tov and ended up staying in his house for Shabbos and discovers that the Baal Shem Tov is a tzaddik. Shavua Tov, a gute Woche.